Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Logan Gimbel? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Logan Conrad Gimbel was born in May 1993 and lived in Oregon. He served for 6 years in the Air Force and had been stationed in Korea and the Middle East. According to his mother, Logan sustained injuries to an eye and an ear and was diagnosed with a congenital heart condition. On April 10, 2020, Logan became certified in the state of Oregon as an unarmed security guard. In September 2020, he went to work for a company called Cornerstone Security. According to the company's website, they offer many services, including high-threat security solutions, security consultation, security patrols, and on-site security services. This includes uniformed, plainclothes, and tactical security guards. The company's mission is to provide premium security services founded on the truth with a spirit of excellence, knowledge, and understanding. The word truth is capitalized. A few months before Logan was hired, a large real estate company called TMT Development hired Cornerstone Security to provide armed security guards for the Delta Park Center in Portland, Oregon. TMT Management owned this center and leased buildings to several businesses, including Lowe's Home Improvement, Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, and a bottle drop store. This is a place where people return empty bottles and cans. In the same month that Logan started working for Cornerstone Security, September 2020, he completed his training to work as an armed security guard. He never became certified to carry a gun, however, because the state never received his application for a license upgrade from unarmed to armed. Later, Logan claimed his application must have been lost in the mail. The company put Logan to work, even though he did not have the certification. His job was to patrol the Delta Park Center. The bottle drop location near the Lowe's Home Improvement Center was an area of particular concern because there were long lines of people waiting to drop off bottles and cans. Some of these individuals had occasionally become unruly. During one incident prior to Logan being hired, a man had engaged in self-service activity outside the store. It sounds like the man wanted to get a grip on more than just bottles and cans. One particular customer who had attracted negative attention on several occasions was a man named Freddie Theodore Nelson. Freddie arrived in the Portland area sometime around 2012. He had been married to a woman named Carrie for many years and had 3 children. Freddie and his wife lived in 2 buses parked along North Kirby Avenue, about 1,200 feet away from the Lowe's store. The couple did not want to stay there forever. They had dreams of renting a vacant lot someday. Freddie earned money by working as a handyman, collecting bottles and cans, and selling discarded pallets. He spent a lot of time at the bottle drop store, but also regularly visited the Lowe's Home Improvement Center to pick up pallets they were getting rid of. He had a verbal agreement with Lowe's. They permitted him to take the pallets away. He would then sell them to other companies. Freddie had a few negative encounters with law enforcement. In the summer of 2019, he was charged with felony burglary and 4th-degree assault against his wife. Sometime later, he was charged with misdemeanor assault and menacing. He allegedly sold drugs at the Delta Park Center, which attracted the attention of the security guards. On April 12, 2021, Freddie was issued a trespassing order by Cornerstone Security. His name was placed on a list of people banned from the Delta Park Center. The security company issued a memo saying to be on the lookout for Freddie. He was described as uncooperative, but not known to be combative. This created a real problem for Freddie because he would regularly stop by the bottle drop location and the Lowe's store. Freddie had multiple tense encounters with Logan. The security guard threatened to detain Freddie, but Freddie just kept going about his business. He didn't worry too much about Logan. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On May 29, 2021, Freddie and his wife Carrie visited the Lowe's Home Improvement store in the Delta Park Center to purchase items to work on a bus they were remodeling. Freddie parked his Nissan Frontier in the parking lot near the garden center. At about 6:40 p.m., 28-year-old Logan Gimbel parked his marked security vehicle a few feet from Freddie's pickup truck, partially blocking him in. Logan aggressively approached the Nissan Frontier and told Freddie that he was trespassing. Freddie was in the driver's seat of the pickup truck, and Carrie was in the passenger seat. Logan approached the driver's side as Freddie closed the door and rolled up the window. A can of pepper spray could be seen in Freddie's hand. Logan also had a can of pepper spray. The window of the rear driver's side door was down a few inches. Logan sprayed the pepper spray inside Freddie's vehicle through this opening. Freddie immediately rolled his window down. It looked like he was trying to use his can of pepper spray to retaliate against Logan. Carrie didn't seem too happy about the inside of the vehicle filling with pepper spray. She exited the truck and called Logan a blanker and a blanking blank hole. She also stated that she was calling the police. Logan yelled at the couple, saying that they had been warned multiple times about trespassing. Freddie started the truck and Carrie climbed back in. At this point, Freddie pulled his vehicle forward toward Logan. He may have struck Logan in the process. Logan started screaming, "Get the blank out of the vehicle now." In response to Logan's command, Freddie extended his middle finger. Logan drew his Glock semi-automatic pistol, chambered in 9mm Luger, and pointed it at Freddie. He yelled, "You already hit me once. You move this vehicle again, I will fire." As this was happening, Freddie backed his pickup truck into the parking space. As Logan continued pointing the pistol at Freddie, the Nissan Frontier moved forward. At the same moment as the truck moved, Logan started firing his pistol. He fired 4 times in total. Freddie was struck in the head and chest. He died not long after this. Freddie was 49 years old. Carrie exited the vehicle and was hysterical. Logan screamed, "I told you not to move the vehicle." Multiple witnesses to the shooting called the police, including Carrie and Logan. Carrie made it seem as though Logan was the aggressor. Logan claimed that Freddie was the aggressor, and he fired his weapon in self-defense. On December 2, 2021, over 6 months after the shooting, Logan Gimbel was arrested and charged with multiple offenses, including second-degree murder. His trial started on April 25, 2023. On May 9, Logan was found guilty of second-degree murder with a firearm, unlawful use of a weapon with a firearm, and 2 counts of unlawful use of mace in the second degree. He was found not guilty of recklessly endangering another person. On May 23, 2023, about 2 years after the shooting, Logan was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Now moving to my analysis. Logan Gimbel maintains his innocence. At his trial, he testified that he could not risk walking away from Freddie and had no other option but to discharge his weapon. He said, quote, "I would have to take my eyes away from him and turn my back to him. I don't know what he could have done to me at this point," unquote. The state argued that by using pepper spray, Logan was the initial aggressor. He cannot claim self-defense because he provoked the conflict. This brings me to the question, was Logan Gimbel guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that he was guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. Logan aggressively initiated the confrontation with Freddie and partially blocked in Freddie's Nissan Frontier. Logan deployed his pepper spray through an open window of Freddie's vehicle, even though Freddie was not a threat at that moment. Logan later told the police he used his pepper spray in self-defense, which was untrue. Freddie did use his Nissan Frontier as a deadly weapon when he drove toward Logan, but only after being provoked. Logan did not have a license to be an armed security guard and should not have been carrying a firearm. Moving to the exculpatory factors, Freddie was well known to these security guards working at the Delta Park Center. He had been repeatedly informed that he was not permitted back on the property. Freddie was a dangerous individual with a history of violence. When Logan confronted him in the Lowe's parking lot, Freddie retrieved a can of pepper spray He could be seen holding it in his hand. It was clear that Freddie was in no mood to be cooperative, and he was willing to use force to avoid being arrested. Freddie's pickup truck was partially blocked in by Logan's car. However, Freddie could have turned his wheel to the left and pulled out of the parking space. Instead, he drove directly toward Logan and may have struck him. After Freddie went into reverse and backed into the space, he pulled forward again, which is the moment when Logan fired. Logan was backing up while firing his pistol as the Nissan Frontier approached him. Logan did not have a license to be an armed security guard, but he did complete the firearm training. If he had applied for the license, there is no reason he would have been denied. Even without a license, Logan retained the right to defend himself and the right to use a citizen's arrest. The law in Oregon states, quote, "A private person may arrest another person for any crime committed in the presence of the private person if the private person has probable cause to believe the arrested person committed the crime," unquote. Furthermore, the use of physical force may be justifiable. Attempting a citizen's arrest is almost always a bad idea. However, it was technically permitted in this instance because Freddie was committing the crime of trespassing. One could argue that Logan's use of the pepper spray was justifiable physical force under the law in Oregon. It seems clear that when Logan fired his pistol, Freddie was driving toward him or getting ready to drive toward him. Freddie was using his vehicle as a deadly weapon. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I think that Logan Gimbel was guilty of murder? In my opinion, Logan was guilty of manslaughter. I did not see this as a second-degree murder case. Even though Logan was obnoxious, he still retained the rights of a citizen. He technically had the authority to detain Freddie until the police could arrest him. Freddie drove toward Logan with the intent of hitting him. And the moment that Logan fired, he had a reason to fear for his life. Logan's big mistake was using the pepper spray to provoke Freddie. If he had refrained from that activity, his use of force would have been a lot easier to defend. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Freddie was antagonistic, aggressive, irresponsible, impulsive, cantankerous, and violent. Logan was grandiose, arrogant, condescending, immature, sensation-seeking, confrontational, had a sense of entitlement, and was exceedingly creepy. He was attracted to security work due to his false belief that security guards are granted a tremendous amount of authority. Logan carried a pistol prior to getting his license because he just couldn't wait to possess lethal power. During the encounters between Freddie and Logan, neither man would back down. It was just a matter of time before one of them made a bold and dangerous move. That move would arrive on May 29, 2021. Logan decided he was done with Freddie's disrespect. He used his pepper spray to push the confrontation to a more dangerous level. He wanted Freddie to attack. After Freddie pulled his truck forward, Logan believed he had justification to kill Freddie, and that's exactly what he did. He could have easily retreated to safety, but Logan was tired of Freddie winning during every confrontation. Logan made sure that Freddie would never get the opportunity to disrespect a security guard again, and threw away his own life in the process. Those are my thoughts in the case of Logan Gimbel. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They consistently generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.